There's things you can do to look at that statistic, but on par, on average, it passes the eye test, right? How many times we talked about at the end of the second quarter, Minnesota going on a run to finish the quarter, and they've been finishing quarter strong, which is a good thing. Now, and they've been clutch this year, too, by the way. They've won a lot of close games. There have been a few games where they may have not played better, so that needs a little bit more, a little deeper dive, but I'll tell you what, Wolves have been good at the end of quarters.
Crawford trying to feed Towns. The Wizards knock it away. Already on an 8-0 run. Oubre behind the back to Scott, who slams it home. 10-0 run for Washington, back to just a 2-point game. Didn't help that they gave up 6 points to Jody Meeks in a span of 15 seconds at the end of the first and beginning of the second.
Right.
Towns finally stops the bleeding on the left box.
This second unit really needs to go and play through Karl-Anthony Towns. And then Jamal Crawford as well. Without Tyus Jones to kind of stabilize them.
Satoransky and finally an unfriendly role.
Towns and Gorgui Dieng know how to play with each other. They played with each other a lot last season. So this is a lineup that can be effective.
Gorgui looking for Towns in the paint, and he gets fouled by Mahimi.
Again, in transition, Kelly Oubre, the left hand behind the back pass to Mike Scott. He throws it down.
Kelly Oubre has played awfully nice so far here tonight.
You mentioned Jan Mahimi, too. He's in the best shape of his career, so the Wizards say.
Well, Mahimi missed a ton of time due to injury last year. Satoransky, who's getting extended playing time because of the John Wall injury, making the most of it. You're just tuning in. Jeff Teague and Nemanja Bjelica both out again tonight for the Timberwolves, missing their third straight game. Teague with the Achilles strain, Bjelica with a mid-foot sprain. Washington Wizards without John Wall, so both teams player, both here in Minnesota and in New York. Towns with the rebound, quick outlet. Shabazz mishandles. Third turnover of the game against the Wolves. Jody Meeks is a flamethrower right now.
Did I say it was nice to see Jody Meeks on the floor? Let me take that back.
Jody Meeks, last 4 games, Jim, had been 0 of 7 from downtown, a career-low three-point shooting percentage coming into this game, 27% for the year. And all he's done so far here tonight is hit all 3 triples he's taken. Concepts, Jim Pete.
Again, when Shabazz Muhammad is in isolation and he drives a seam, guys have to be aware. He has to make a play, too, by the way. So when he drives it and he drives the seam here, he's going to attract all kinds of attention. Now, Towns needs to move into an advantageous position. Jamal Crawford's going to be wide open. Kelly Oubre came off of him. So, but you got to know your personnel. Shabazz is a driver. So if you're Towns, get out of the way and give him a place to drive the basketball to and someone to throw it to if you were to get stopped. Not that Shabazz is thinking about passing in that situation, but you know what I'm saying. The post step is not there. If a guy is driving, give him some space to be able to make a play. And if you're Shabazz Muhammad, the more awareness he has of open players on the floor, the more he's going to play in the game. Because that's one of the things that Shabazz is not always locked in on, is when players are collapsing on him to throw it to the open player. He wants to contribute by scoring, which is fine, but there's other ways you can help your team.
Shabazz with the defensive rebound. Timberwolves' last 6 possessions have resulted in 3 turnovers. 8 points for Washington off those turnovers. And they turn it over again, so make it 4 turnovers in the last 7 possessions for Minnesota. Washington has yet to turn it over in the game. And now we'll get a foul underneath. Shabazz Muhammad was holding Oubre. Washington's bench is doing a nice job here, Jim. A 16-2 run, fueled completely by the reserves, including that man, Jody Meeks. Meeks now his 9th year out of Kentucky. Good look at Scott Brooks there. And second season in Washington for Scott Brooks. Oubre underneath. Get a reach in. Powell. Gonna believe it's going to be on Aaron Brooks. I asked Tibbs pregame about what it was like to coach Scott Brooks, and he said he was one of those players who had to work for everything. Undrafted, played his way to the NBA through the CBA. Oubre for three. Off the heel, and Gorgie Jang with the rebound.
Had a nice chat with Scott Brooks before the game. Saw him in the tunnel. We caught up a little bit. He is a tremendously humble human being. Great human being.
Played for Bill Musselman in the CBA with the Albany Patroons before he came over to the NBA. And Tibbs was saying that he thinks that Albany Patroons team back in like 1988, they could have won